So this is from the driveway, which is a work in progress. It is a mess at the moment because we're staging a lot of stuff here. We still have compost and all kinds of stuff in piles. That's the greenhouse that you can see right there, and a lean-to that needs some work, and more compost there in front. But then over here, on the other side of the driveway, closer to the property line, we have corn growing. That's a bed of corn. Now, we didn't do anything special to that bed at all. We didn't amend it. We didn't do much of anything. Put some bone and blood meal down for organic fertilizer, and the corn is very happy at the moment. In a spot that usually gets standing water, we did a raised bed or 3. There they are. 3 raised beds. These are all bulbing onions. You saw some of those over there in the other bed. Those were the ones that were left over and didn't fit. But as you can see, those are coming along nicely, due for a little bit of organic fertilizer. The 2 in the back are called sweet candy onions. They're supposed to be a very sweet onion from Texas. And then in the front is a red candy onion. So those are the 3 onion beds for individual bulbing onions, which we were expecting a lot. This is right outside the front door. It's a beautiful fig tree. It produces fruit in July, so it's not budding quite yet. Over there in the black fabric pots is the potato patch. That, by the way, is a baby fig tree. Someday it's going to grow up and make figs just like its cousin next door. But those are all potatoes. These are an early variety. They're a Russian fingerling. Over here, not nearly as advanced and sort of tucked in with the weeds, but you can see it right there. Those are all German butterball potatoes. Over here is Yukon Golds. They're even slower to come up still. Although, if you get a close look, you can see some popping up. There's another one in the shade. Those are all German butterballs, and then these are a standard russet potato. And I showed you these in order in terms of late versus early. So the more advanced ones are the fingerlings, and they're an early potato. And the rest are all later season varieties. So here is a mature plum tree. And if you look very closely, you'll find plums. Lots of them. I don't know how well you can see that. But there they are. Those are plums and a big old mature plum tree. That should produce a lot of plums. Over there in the background, which you can't see very well because of the shade, right there. That is called a cold hardy avocado, and they grow best in pairs. So that's the other cold hardy avocado. Most of these trees grow better in pairs and produce more in pairs, even if they're self-fertile. The next 2 that you'll see are Meyer lemons. Another one over there to the right of that pole is another newly planted Meyer lemon. Right there. And over there, this one and the one behind it are key limes. The avocado, the lemon, and the key limes, and what I'm going to show you next in this section are all protected by that massive, dense overgrowth in the lot next door from the north winds. We are facing the north, and and they're cold hardy down to 20 degrees, and that blocks the north wind, so we're hoping that does what we need to do. And then over here in the front, you see a Tangelo right there with lots of growth and lots of little buds. And in the background, not nearly as buddy, but with some buds on there, is an easy peel clementine. So that's the gate to the property, and that takes us to the left of the driveway, which is where we have a lot more going on. That is an apple tree right there. Not showing any fruit at the moment. Not sure when it's supposed to, but that's a Granny Smith apple. We got a pink lady over there, a red delicious down there. None of those are showing much in the way. These are Asian pear trees. They don't look like they're going to do a whole lot for us this season. Hopefully they'll produce better next season. We shall see. And then you see a dormant tree that never came out of being dormant, unfortunately. That I'm going to have replaced. I have a few like that. And then here's a Red Haven peach tree that has been doing quite well from the very beginning. And if you look closely, you'll see lots of furry little peaches getting ready to come along. Baby peaches. Now, there's a lot on a branch. Don't know if I should thin some of those out. Kind of hard to do. But as you can see, lots of peaches there. So that's the apples and the pears. More apples further. And then you have the berry patch. This is the berry patch, which is really cool. Everywhere you see straw is lots of berries. So on the left row there is all different varieties of raspberries. They will grow up into a bush. Some more raspberries here until you get to that stake, and then you get strawberries down there. We bought our strawberries in bare root crowns. They're just the crown of the strawberry with the roots, no dirt, and they were doing great. And then we had a frost, and we lost a lot of them, probably half. So I ordered a few more. They're not that expensive, and I'll fill in around where they are missing. But even some of our strawberries, if I can find one, have little blooms on them. So there's a strawberry bloom. And so most of my strawberry plants are just looking so-so. Hopefully they pick up. There's a pretty healthy one. Then over here in the right row, those are actually black raspberries. And they have to be replanted separate from the red raspberries because they would conflict. And maybe you could do a cross-pollination thing. Those are blackberries. That's a blackberry bush in nice bloom. More blackberry bushes still. And then a different variety of vining blackberry that is not producing any buds yet. So I think that that will come in time. And then over here to the right, we have 3 cherry trees. Cherry trees, we're not sure how they're going to produce here. It is unknown whether we can grow cherries here, whether it gets cold enough. But I think on one of these trees anyway, we have, or at least we had, oh, there it is, 1 cherry. So anyway, those are our cherry trees. So again, that's the berry patch. You can see the rows from a different angle. And on this end of the berry patch is all blueberry bushes. Yep, there they are, blueberries, all of them. And if you look closely, they're producing differently because each variety produces differently. But this one is going to be loaded with blueberries when they're ready. And as you can see, little tiny berries everywhere. That's a different variety. It has fewer berries, but still some. And there you have it. So that gives you a little idea of what we've been up to. And when it takes better shape, which it's gonna, when I get all the trellises built and then everything starts to green in nice, then I'll give you an update.